Hey, what's up, guys? Sorry I haven't been able to post in about a week and a half. I finally moved into my new place, so I'm settled in now, and we could get back to making some videos, right? So today's video is going to be a little bit about money. We're going to talk some about politics and a little bit about what's going on. So we'll start off with money. So recently, while I was moving, obviously I had a lot of family and friends help me, and uh, we were talking about the idea of money, and we're talking about the political environment. As sure everybody's had this conversation about everything that's going on, and so my thought on money is either you're going to get this or you're not going to get this when you understand this. If you're going to understand this concept or not, I always tell, like, my little cousins were asking me about money, and they were like, "Oh my God, you blew my mind." When I was like, "Listen, if you're making $10 an hour and you go and you buy yourself some coffee that's $5, you're basically saying that that coffee is worth 30 minutes of your life, right? Because it took you one whole hour to earn $10, and you went and bought a coffee for $5, and you don't make that correlation." And I told them, the only way you can make more money is either you invest in yourself, you get your skills up, and people pay you more for your time, or you invest into businesses and you make money while you don't work, right? So that's basic concept of how we view money. But that's for the little kids to kind of start understanding. I wanted to get their minds rolling now when they were young, because they're just in starting eighth grade, and I think it's great if they're constantly asking me questions. If you don't know a lot about economics and stuff, especially at a young age, it's a great way to start. So moving forward, though, sorry, getting off topic there. But the reality is, for me and you, older people, I hope you by now are starting to view the world kind of like how I am, especially if you're watching my videos. I don't ever look at money anything other than a distribution of time. That's that simple. So what does that mean? What is distribution? It means you're divvying up time, and this is all going to tie into politics and everything too. So I'm gonna remember this, Mark, because I'm probably gonna take a snippet of this and probably promote it, because it's not a universal idea, guys. It's a very fundamental idea, and this is kind of how life works. It's how nature works. So all money is a distribution of time. If you end up having a lot of money in your hands, right? If you end up being a Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos or a Bill Gates, if we're fortunate enough to do that, you get more money because you have proven that you can make better use of other people's time. And I know that sounds, I'm going to take the politics out of it. I don't, for now, let's just take the politics out of it. Please just follow my train of thought. So money is a distribution of time. So when you see we're printing $20 trillion, we're printing $30 trillion, we're printing whatever the hell it is, it doesn't matter. It could be a gazillion trillion $1 million. It doesn't matter. Each one of those dollars just associated with time behind it. And if you look at what's really going on right now, let's take a step back. Let's take 2 steps back, actually, before I deep dive into this. Okay. Before, you used to be able to throw, $1,000 into a bank, into a savings account, and you were able to make, 5% return, which was great. It was a risk-free return, right? You're like, okay, I'm gonna throw $1,000 in, 5%. I think it's $50 if I did my math right. Yeah, because 10,000 would be $500, and there's no risk. We're gonna pay you. You're good. We now live in an environment where that money is not there anymore. So if you throw your $1,000 into a savings account, you're probably gonna get like 50 cents or 5 cents, right? And going forward, you might not get anything. Like, you might get 0 for a savings account. And therefore you're losing money. And you're like, but wait a minute, how am I losing money? I'm still going to have $5,000 in a year or 2 years. Right? You are, but inflation is there. So as inflation means, like, as they print more money, your money is worth less, right? Simple concept, right? So, sorry, I'm about to turn this on to charge. So when your money's worth less because they're printing more money, you got to be able to put that money to work. If you look at the world right now, you look at like everything that's going on in the world. If we look at Japan, and we look at how they've been printing money, and they've been keeping their bonds negative and keeping their savings negative, and they're trying to grow their way out. They've been doing that since the early 2000s, and it really hasn't worked. And America and the EU, we're kind of going down the same path. So what does all this mean? How are we tying this back in? So I just wanted to give you guys I guess like a bridge of kind of like how my ideas are forming here. basically in the environment that we're in today, you're getting less on just money. No one cares about money. There's enough, and I know for us, people like me and you, like hardworking people, it's not that easy to get money. We can't just go to the bank and be like, hey, give me $100,000. I want to buy a rental. You have to establish credit. You have to establish yourself. But for the people that are established, there's plenty of money out there for them, right? And basically, what the world is saying, or what the economic theory right now is saying, is we don't need money. We're printing money enough. We need people that could actually put that money to work and make something productive. So here's my train of thought on money and my idea and philosophy behind money right now and how I view money in the world. So back to the core principle, which is all money is a distribution of time. So basically, if somebody's a billionaire, like if I'm Elon Musk, feeling good about myself right now. Tesla stocks, flying high, whatever. I go borrow another billion. They're willing to give it to me at a cheap rate. I need to be able to put that money to work to make more money. So remember we talked about a company at its core, what Elon said it best. All a corporation is a collection of people that come together to solve one task. So let's use Tesla, for example. All Tesla was Elon Musk himself, and he hired a few people and said, hey, you're a good electrical engineer, you're a good robotic engineer, let's come together. Let's go after this one task, which is to make this electric car company. And they're like, okay. And he's like, I'm going to pay you guys now. And we're going to go do this thing. And he got more investors. Now they started selling cars and they started making money. And it went back to the guy who started the idea, which was Elon and the shareholder. So they're making this profit. And basically they're getting more time back. And they're hiring, when they're hiring, it means they're adding more citizens and saying, okay, you're sitting at your house, you're doing nothing on the couch. Let me give you money and you come work for me. You give me your time, right? And I'm going to use your time to either deliver Tesla cars, or you're going to sweep the factory floor, or maybe you graduated, you could come be an engineer or a lawyer for Tesla. And then you in return are giving up that time to Tesla. And then Tesla is going to take that time and make a product and give it to somebody else. And Tesla in turn is making that person, that somebody else's life better in a way, right? Because Tesla doesn't go out and put a gun to somebody's head and say, give me the money, right? You buy a Tesla because you're like, hey, I want to save the environment, yada, yada, yada. And I also want to save money on gas. And plus it looks dope, so you're going to buy it. So therefore then you as a consumer are giving Tesla your time. So then Tesla is getting that time, and then they're going to take that time, which is money, and they're going to distribute to more and grow and grow and grow. And so you can see that's all it is. All governments are, all this debt, whatever the hell it is just a distribution of time. And it's up to us to decide how we want the time of society spent. So now let's get into the political side of this. So what does that mean? So let's take a step back. If we keep capitalism the way it is, capitalism is going to continue to exploit opportunities that are going to make people's lives better, because in turn it helps the person that's doing it, right? Because I'm not going to go make scrubs. I'm not going to go make another rental company. I'm not going to go make whatever the hell it is I want to make, whatever company and service I want to. I'm not going to make it if I'm not incentivized. So if I'm incentivized to make more money, get more time so I can enjoy my life, I'm willing to put in the hard work now, I'll do it. And in turn, this product, this good, this service is going to make someone else's life better in one way, shape, or form. Either they're going to get enjoyment out of it, or pleasure out of it, or they're going to actually be more productive from it, right? And that's how capitalism is going to continue to grow. But if we're going to redistribute this whole thing, that's going to have to suffer. But when you print money, you're just printing time. You're just saying, well, what are we going to prioritize right now? What's most important to us? Is it most important to us to continue to grow and grow and grow as a nation, to make more stuff, to get, faster, quicker cars, faster, quicker technology, to make everyone's life more better in that sense, right? Because there's no argument today about the fact that we could argue about, the mental health and all that, and that's all serious. It is. I'm not downplaying that, but we can't make the argument on the fundamentals that a person that is living in 2020 today, who is poor, who's homeless, is having a better life than somebody who was living in, 1920. Because the person living in 1920 probably didn't even have a cell phone. They didn't have access to, hand sanitizer to keep themselves clean in order to, live longer. Yada yada yada. The list goes on. But so there's no argument there. the argument for government is going to be is, so when we print this money and instead of allocating it to businesses and growth, are we going to allocate it to social services? And if we do, I mean, I think there needs to be a happy medium balance. But basically, the whole point of this making this video was like, okay, so let me finish that one track. Sorry. So when the government's printing the money, they're going to say, okay, we're going to give this to HUD, which is the housing development, to build more houses. We're going to give this to paying off college debt. So that money is no longer going to be productive in the sense it's not innovating, it's not making anything new. But is it making your citizens' lives better? I don't know. It sounds good, but we got to see it be actually executed, right? Everything sounds good on paper, but we got to see who's going to control that money, how is it going to get distributed, how is the end result going to be, right? So don't worry about the national debt too much. I only worry about the national debt when debt goes to unproductive things. And what I mean by unproductive things is completely unnecessary wars, or when it goes to, like, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank, but I'm trying to think of like something that the government spent money on that I'm like, what? Like, you know, like you always see those articles like, and I don't mean to bash the military or anything, but it's like, oh, the military bought, you know, $5,000 traffic cones and stuff. Like when we when we printed money to bail out the big banks. Like, to me, that was unproductive. You know, because instead of bailing out the big banks, we could have bailed out the people that actually bought the home. We could have helped people there. But as one Federal Reserve person described it, that would be a moral hazard because it will enable us to make the bad habits or the bad choices. But it's like you're enabling the banks to make the bad choices because what did they suffer? They didn't suffer. They still got their paydays. It's just the families that wanted a better, like, you know, so it gets into that. So basically it's like, you know, don't worry about when we print money if that money being printed is going to good things. If we're printing money to build better roads, better bridges, better infrastructure, it is going to be worth it, because when money is printed, it's just the government saying, okay, all this new time is created. Because that's what it is. This is time. How are we going to distribute this time? Are we going to distribute this time for making, you know, Tesla better, or allowing, you know, private enterprise to grow, or SpaceX to grow, or Google to grow, and like how are that's going to be? Or are we going to put this towards, you know, more social services? You know, so the key takeaway from this, and I hope you guys are kind of getting it. If you're not, I mean, I'm more than happy to elaborate. But the key point of this 13-minute video now is money is just a distribution of time. When money is printed, it is saying, here's this time out there, give this money to somebody and get them to use, you know, their time wisely. That's what corporations are really efficient. You may not believe it, you may not like it. You're like, I'm at this damn job and I got a wrench that just turns and that's all I do. But you are, as a small piece of the cog of a bigger puzzle, you spinning that wrench and doing that one thing is the best use of your time at that moment. Now, when you improve your skills and you prove your worth, that's not going to be the best case for your time. You're going to want to go do something else that's going to be more productive and efficient. So don't worry too much about the national debt, but do worry, or at least strongly pay attention to, when we print this debt, where is that money actually going? That is really the key from all this. So I hope this all kind of made sense. I just wanted to get this out there because this is a different way of thinking about money. Money's important, man. It's not the all end all be all. It's not. But you do need enough of it to live a decent and peaceful life. So, hey, if you like this video, you know, tap on it, whatever, give it a heart. And if you could share it with one friend, it would tremendously help. I'm going to make another video after this talking about the actual political side of things right now. And yeah, we'll see how that goes.